Hey guys, so we are here in Wytheville, Virginia. Don't quote me on saying that correct. We've got Debbie here from Seven Sisters Brewery to make sure that I did say it correct. But guys, we just found this brewery in Wytheville, and man, this place is awesome. You have got to check it out. I'm holding my questions in front of you so that you can see them all too. But guys, the great beer on tap, very family friendly. Little dude loves this place. He spent half an hour crawling around, turning the bar stools into obstacle courses. Really family friendly, and we really enjoyed all the beers that they had on tap. Not all of them, because that sounds extreme. We didn't enjoy all of them. We enjoyed several of the beers that they have on tap.
But you would have enjoyed all of
But
them.
we would have enjoyed all of them if we didn't have to drive 45 minutes back home. So guys, what we wanted to do, we wanted to give you a little taste of what Seven Sisters is all about and some of the history behind them. First of all, Debbie told us that this is a family-owned business, so go ahead and tell us about your son.
Sure. My son's name is David, and he's the youngest in the family, and he worked in Richmond, Virginia for several years. He was an investment analyst at a wonderful firm. He was doing some good things, but really had a yen to own his own business and to come back home. He wanted to open a brewery, and he thought Wytheville would be a great place to do it. And I'm so sorry he missed you today. It's one of the rare occasions when he's out of town.
Literally, David is living the American dream. He was doing what most people would imagine to be one of those top 10 jobs, the jobs that people dream of, and yet it wasn't what he wanted in life. He wanted to own his own business, and he went out and did it. And that's awesome.
He did, and obviously with all that's gone on this year, it's been super scary, super stressful. But we're hanging on here. We love being here, and we love this community.
Right.
So we're doing all we can to keep this brewery open through this really challenging time.
Absolutely. And it is, guys. Here's the thing you've got to realize. They opened this place in October. They made it through the winter, and then all of a sudden, Rona happened.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't imagine a harder situation to make it through, but they're making it, and they're thriving. So, about their beers, how many beers do y'all have on tap?
Right now we have 10. We usually run between 9 and 12 beers, and our master brewer, Joe, who is just incredible, he came to us with a lot of experience, but he tries to change up the beers regularly so that we're giving folks something new to experience.
Because if you're like me, guys, Bud Light, PBR, Miller Lite, it just doesn't do it for you. So you've got to find these local breweries. You've got to find that new and fancy beer. That sounds bad to say fancy beer, but it is, because there's a lot of thought that goes into what y'all do.
Well, there certainly is. I mean, there are a lot of character in our beers, and Joe, our brewer, he works hard on his recipes and he fine-tunes them, and there are times when he literally gets up at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning to come down and take the temperature of the beer or to adjust something a little bit. So he really puts his heart and soul into the beer that he makes.
Who knew that there was that much in beer?
Oh,
we just drink it.
Yeah.
You know?
It's an incredible science.
It
I
is.
wish I knew more about it, but it's really incredible. There's a lot of chemistry and just a lot of science involved in brewing.
So guys, if you're just one of those guys that sits at home and drinks beer, do not try and make your own. You've got to be a little bit smarter than that.
Yeah, that's true. My husband found that out.
What is, if you've had one, which I'm sure you have, what is a must-try, almost normal beer that y'all have most of the times?
So I think a lot of folks would say try Maggie or Double IPA. That is such a favorite. And when folks tell us that one of our beers is the best beer they've had along I-81, it's usually the Maggie that they've experienced. I personally like the Ilsa, which is a Hefeweizen, and has a little bit of a citrusy taste to it. So I would recommend that one too. But if
So-
you're an IPA drinker, the Maggie's the one.
I'm an IPA drinker. I tried the Maggie. It's a must try, guys. And now I'm going to do that awkward moment where I bend over and pick up my questions.
And I'm not going to cut it.
I was going to try to do it, but I knew it would be awkward if I did it.
So, one thing, we talked with Debbie before we decided we were going to ask her a bunch of questions and try and like stump her and get her that awkward moment on camera where she's like, I don't know what to say. So she mentioned you do a lot with community too, don't you?
We do, and that's, I think, one of the most special things about our brewery is the sense of community. We do fundraising activities. We have a good relationship with Open Door Cafe, which is a place where everyone eats, regardless of their ability to pay. And until coronavirus kind of slowed things down for us, every other Thursday night, they would have a meal here and people would come in and eat the food and make donations to Open Door Cafe. We've also done projects for Wounded Warrior here. We have a good relationship with the local Rotary Club, and we had planned, we were so excited about a fundraiser we had planned for the American Heart Association, but unfortunately that got postponed because of the coronavirus. But we're going to do it. It's going to happen.
Once again, thank you, Rona. We
Yes,
appreciate that.
seriously.
So we've talked about community. We've talked about your beers. What is it that makes Seven Sisters so special? What makes you different from most breweries?
Our relationship with this community. The name Seven Sisters comes from a group of mountain peaks. They're part of Little Walker Mountain, which is on the Wytheville County line. And our home actually faces the Seven Sisters. So my son chose that name because, he spent many of his years looking out the window and seeing those Seven Sisters. His brother actually proposed to my daughter-in-law on the Seven Sisters hiking trail, which is a well-known hiking trail. So we chose the name because it reflected upon our community. And our community has been incredibly supportive. We competed in a community-based business activity and actually won a grant to help start the brewery. There's a group here downtown Wytheville that is constantly giving us resources and trying to help us make our business thrive. And then local people, they care about us and they're rooting for us. Even though it's a really difficult time now, it's good to know that people are supporting you.
Definitely. So guys, that's the thing. We look at these small family-owned businesses and growing businesses and businesses that started up during this time. And for us, as full-time RVers, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for businesses that people may not have heard of yet, and we're looking for businesses that want to grow and want to help the community that they're in. And this is a perfect example of that here at Seven Sisters. So definitely, if you're in the area, make sure you come by, you try some of the beers here. I mean, they have amazing beers on tap, and it's definitely worth just pulling off the exit here at Wytheville and checking it out. So one last question that we have for Debbie is, we're all about tourism, we're all about bringing business to a community. What would you say the most overlooked thing here in Wytheville is?
I think our commitment to the arts. People are so accustomed to the natural beauty and the recreational opportunities we have, and those are awesome. But this is a town where we have some fine museums, so committed to the history of the area and to the arts in the area. We also have the With Arts Council, which normally sponsors a festival every summer, as well as different events throughout the year, whether it be wine tasting or a painting exhibition, and then we have some local artists who have banded together to do incredible things. So I think sometimes people are so accustomed to how beautiful Mother Nature is here, but I think they would be surprised to know how committed this community is to the arts.
Absolutely. So guys, again, Seven Sisters Brewery in Wytheville, Virginia. it is one of those places that you just have to see. This is a great community. This is a great location. And again, this is a very family-friendly place. So definitely, guys, make sure you come by, stop by, say hi to them. It's an amazing group of people they have working here. And definitely, guys, if there was any place in Wytheville, Virginia that we said you had to see because you're looking for those love signs in Virginia, make sure you stop by and see Seven Sisters Brewery.
Thanks for coming by and bringing this beautiful young boy.
He's a lot of fun,
It's a
isn't he?
good-looking family, but he is the best.
He's the star of the
looking,
show.
I think.
We know
Yeah,
that. We
he is
accept
the
that.
Star. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for having us. Thank you,
Sure.
Debbie.